Hi everyone, this is Kelly with Stampin' Up. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and this is my channel for Kelly Ann Crafts. So let's get started with our last card for the month of March. This one's a little bit complicated, however it is a lot of fun, and we are going to be using this the paper that came from Celebration with Trusty Tools. There are some of the dies that are in the Trusty Tools that you can use to cut out some of the items that we are going to adhere into our our project today. But this is a really nice thing. I always put this, and then that tells me there was a stamp set that went with it, because sometimes there isn't. The other thing is we are going to be using, so we're going to be using this here. Okay, this is the stamp set, but like I said, we're using the paper, so that paper is no longer available, but you certainly can make most of the items with that. It's really a fun set. And then we're going to be using this beside me, which is out of the annual catalog on page 59. Oh, and I'm using it because I am making a Father's Day card today. My original is a birthday card, and I will set this here for a second over here. And then before we get going too far, this is our card, but I want to give a shout out to Dawn Griffith, who is at dawnstampingthoughts.net or Dawn's Glitter Pit. This is her card. I literally copied this card. I did not do much different except for the first card I made was a birthday card. She used Hello Chick and some other different stamp sets for the sayings in her card. I used, in my birthday card, I used like 3 different stamp sets. Today I'm going to just use the one so that it makes it a little bit more simplified. But I literally copied her card, so if you want to see another version of how this is made, she has a video on it, and she has the measurements and everything all done up. I'm not going to plagiarize her work. I'm going to tell you it's her work, and that if you need to, you can go to hers to see another video on how to make this. So let's get started here. I'll put that aside. Like I said, the card I made originally was a birthday card. It's a lot of fun. It's a 3-tiered card. And the nice thing is when it's all said and done, you can set it up. So if you were setting it up, it would look something like this. Now my thumb is there just holding out so you can see what the layers would look like if you were looking at it in front, but it does stand up really nice for a mantle. So this is the card we're going to make. And let me show you what's in your kit. Of course, there is an envelope, okay? And then there is a piece of designer series paper that is going to go on your envelope, and then we're going to cut that out. You're going to have your base card, which is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2, scored at, it's scored at 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now you've got a 4 1/4 card when it folds like this. You will have a packet of tools. Your tools will look like this, which means you will have to cut them out before you go much farther into this project. But by the magic of me doing it ahead of time, mine are ready to go for this video. You will have a small piece of, I think this is Pecan Pie, or it's copper clay. Let me double check. It might be copper clay. What should we use here? It is Pecan Pie. This is the designer series paper, and this is a matte layer that's going to go on here. So they're kind of stacked in the order in which they go into the card. So we can get started. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to accordion fold our card base back and forth, and you are going to want a nice bone folder to crisp these up. I like to come in on each level and do each one, and then I'm going to do it again on this side, each level, each one. Okay, and that's it for the card base for right now. And we're going to build up our little vignettes before we put them all together. So let's do some stamping first. There's 3 things to stamp. So there are different sizes. And I'm just going to set them like this. Oops, that goes on there. And then this goes here, and this goes here. Okay, so what you want to do is when you're looking at this card, we have all these tools to put around. You want to pick something that fits in these upper quarters, you know. Like this says, happy birthday, Dad, you're the most awesome. And, you know, a little room here to write with. That's really cool. So I have chosen some stamps, and I am going to use Pebble Path. And the reason I'm using Pebble Path is it's just a little less harsh than the Memento Black, and it's my choice to use that. So the first one I'm going to use is Celebrating You Today. And as usual, I always stamp off once to make sure I'm getting good stamping coverage. And I'm going to put this up in a corner like this. Okay, that's pretty good. There's one. So that's one stamp. My next stamp says, Thank you, Dad. And I'm going to put this again up in that upper corner. We're going to fill it with tools. Remember that. You're going to fill it with tools. Thank you, Dad. And then my last one is going to say, Happy Father's Day. Again, up in that corner. So there we have all the stamping. Now before we start adhering all our layers, I'm going to take my green glue or the Tombow, the multi-purpose liquid glue. And as you can see, I've got a 3 on there. Normally I erase those, but I'm going to just cover it up with paper. So I'm going to put glue, maybe. There it is, glue, 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 glue on here. You want to get it out towards the edges, kind of thin. The nice thing about the glue is it gives you a moment to make sure things are straight and adhere really well. And this glue dries fairly fast. So I'm just going to set my paper on here. I kind of mush it around a little bit, and I go up to that fold like this. And then I kind of lightly put it like this, and then I turn it over. I take my bone folder and I flatten out that glue. That way I don't have bubbles, and sometimes it gets it further to the edge like this. And I'm going to just let this sit and dry while we do the rest of the card, and we'll come back to that at the very end. So now I'm going to do some mat and layering, and this can be done with your seal. So I'm going to adhere each layer together. I use a Z pattern. Some people go around the edges. Some just do corners. I do a Z pattern. Everything is about 1/8 of an inch from the side. And like I said, these measurements are all in Dawn Griffith's thing. And I really think that you should check out her website. She is an awesome demonstrator. I've been following her for years, and I just enjoy her videos. She's really funny. She's very creative, and it's just a pleasure to watch somebody like that. It just makes you so happy, and it makes you want to participate with her. And I just have to, really say I did steal this whole thing from her. It's not really stealing. It's called casing and stamping up, which means to copy and share with everyone. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to adhere all of these together real quick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start looking at how do we want to put our tools on here. And it's just, it's up to you what you want to put on each layer. I like all of it, so I'm going to do this one first. I always flip over paper that's the same color. It's really funny. Like, I didn't know it was on the other side, that it's exactly the same. getting a little bit better at putting it down with tape. Normally I'm a glue girl, but glue is not everybody's friend. I happen to like it. It gives me a moment to be able to do a little bit extra in my card, you know, to get it straight. Sometimes it's a little less forgiving when you have all of this. So this one's pretty simple. So and this one, unlike the others, we're going to put this paper in the back of our card to begin with. The other ones have to stand up on their own, which is why I did them the way I did them in the order I did them. So I'm going to put, this is supposed to represent the pegboard. This paper was so cute. I'm filming this in February, but if you didn't get a chance to get this paper, you know, hopefully somebody has it out there for you to acquire. Again, it's about a, you know, 1/8 of an inch everywhere. And so then I'm going to put this in here. And what I like is the dots let you kind of center it up. I just love that. Okay, so now we are going to center this up. 3, 3, like 2, 3, right in there. That seems to be pretty good. So if I cut my paper straight, that'll be right in the middle. So, okay. So here is how this is going to work. We're going to embellish these and this, and then we'll finish assembling. So embellishing means we are going to adhere our tools on it. Now, looking at the first one, I had my saw, wire snip, and a pencil on the front. I'm going to actually follow what I did before, but you do not have to. Take out all of the pieces. There's 9 of them. And you should be able to find what you want to do. These can go down, some of them can go down with a tape runner just because they're wide enough to do a tape runner on. But not all of them are. So you want to, you know, you want to make sure you're on the paper all the way. There we go. There we go there. Next is my pencil. Now, as you can see, that's pretty thin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some glue. And I just put a little bit on each end. You don't have to get nuts with it. And if you get a little bit too much, just slide it down the way. And this is decorative, so we're going to put it like that. Okay. And the next one was my wire snips. Again, wire snips. I'm going to use glue for this again. I suggest that that is the best way to put these on because you can just put little dabs of glue here. It will adhere. It will be fine. So let's see. This is going to go a little bit more like this time because I want it to really take up some space. Now, my Celebrating You is a little crooked. It's okay. It's a handmade card. And I think it looks fine. It's like, oh, you know, I've got angles all over the place there. So then my next one had the pliers, the measuring tape, and my screwdriver, my measuring tape, and this. Now, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, well, I got 2 reds there, so I may have to change something out. I think I may change my screwdriver and put that to there so I can get this in here. I may use this wrench instead. So I'm going to just change it a little bit. I'm going to first put on my wire snips, or they are a wire snip. There's probably a fancier name for it, but I call them wire snips. So here we go. Thank you, Dad. Wire snip. And now I'm going to put my wrench on there. I know this is a wrench, the monkey wrench. They even had a vice grip in here on one of the papers. I went, wow. So all I'm trying to do is get a little bit of variation in colors, you know. And then, of course, this one you could easily do with do with a tape runner, but I'm going to put it right in here. There we go. Put a little bit of glue on there is nice. So that one's done. And now we'll do this one here. Again, for mine, I've got different things. So I am going to use, let's see here. We're going to put our hammer on here. And you can see I'm not using a lot of glue. I'm just going fast. Now this glue can come out really fast or it can come out really slow. It's kind of annoying sometimes. But if you go real fast, you can spread it thin quickly. Okay, and I'm going to do mine a little bit more. Well, I want this over here because I want a little bit of, you know, I love you, Dad space here. So we'll go like, I think I'm going to put this one on. I want to put this on or this. Maybe I'm going to go like this with this one and then put this right in here. Yeah, that looks good to me. So just play with them. Like I said, you can move these around. They don't have to be in the order that I do them in. You do what looks good to you. Maybe you don't even want to use all of these. Maybe you think, oh, that's a little just too busy for me. I don't want to do that. Don't. Put one tool on each page. You can put bigger sentiments then. But because I was using all 9 tools, I needed it to be, you know, a little bit different. Oh, that looks cute. Okay. So now we have to finish assembling our card. We've got all our bits together. Now here is the trick to assembling this card. We are going to, on here, we're going to measure this from the bottom to the top. I use glue for this, and I use glue for a reason, because this glue gives me time to move this. So I'm going to put this first one on, okay? And I am going to make it so it is even with the edge and even with the bottom. So by having glue there, I can move it around, and I'm just going to hold it for a minute. Okay? I'm going to hold it for a minute so that the glue adheres itself. Now I'm going to open this up. I'm going to lay it flat. I'm going to also press on this a little bit. Now I'm going to put the next one in. This one's going to go right in here. Don't go into the crease. Go a little bit inside of the crease. And you want to put glue right in this area here. So again, I kind of know where the end of the glue goes. And I'm going to put glue up and down here. I think I'm pretty much done with glue at this point. So I'm going to put that in there so it's just by the crease but not at the crease. I am going to do this so that it's down at the bottom. So now I've made it down to the bottom. I've got it inside there, inside that crease just a little bit so that everything will fold shut. Okay, and I'm just going to hold it there again. I'm going to flip it over. I can use my bulb folder right here to just give it a little bit of oomph. Okay, and there we have it. So you may say, well, that doesn't look at all like your card because your card is staggered. See how that's staggered? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. But first I'm going to let this sit for just a moment while I trim my envelope. And it's just to let the glue dry. So this should be pretty dry by now. And all we're going to do is we're just going to go along the edge of the outline of the envelope and we're going to cut this out. This is a great way to embellish something. It's not too frou-frou. And if you feel like it, you can use one of the stamps if you have the stamp set. Or maybe you didn't use all of your tools. You can always adhere tools on the front or the back side of your envelope and not use this paper. It's up to you. I like you to have a little bit of freedom in what you're doing. So there we have it. Isn't that a pretty backside? Okay, so now comes the fun part. So what we are going to do is we are now going to follow this front card here, and we are going to cut 2 the first fold, okay? From that first fold, we are going to go up to that point. So we're going to go up to the top of the other card, right here, okay? Now we're going to come in and we're going to go straight across again. And hopefully you're seeing this, because I can only do it once. Okay, now I find it's hard to go that way at this point. It is much easier to turn it and go from the fold right here down to the other fold with my snips. So you can see that it's straight, diagonal, straight, diagonal. Okay, you should have a piece that looks similar to this at the end. And now you have got the cut. Isn't that cool? It's very easy instead of a lot of funky measurements. I just think that is so cute. So here I have a Happy Father's Day card. And I also have a Happy Birthday card. Again, whatever stamps you're using will dictate, you know, if this is a Happy Birthday card or a Father's Day card. Or it could be, you know, get back in the shop and get working kind of card, you know, celebrating your creativity card. Lots of things that this could be for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was so long. But again, thank you for joining me. And if you need the measurements, I am going to send you to Dawn at theglitterpit.com or dawnstampingthoughts.net. In there you will find her, she calls it the 3-panel fold card, and it gives all the measurements of what she used. In here are the phrases she used, but you're more than welcome to just get the measurements off of here. It's a really cool card, and it can be used for, you know, the basis of this card can be used for so much. So thank you again for joining me. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you next month. Bye-bye.